A list of the topics, themes, and subject matter for the episode can be found in the chat or description below.
The three of us, we are soldiers. My girls are better than your girls, 'cause they're not really girly girls, like a girly girl. They're really cool, not that shallow. Cool, not that shallow. My girls are better than your girls, 'cause they're not really girly girls, like a girly girl. They're really cool, not that shallow. The three of us, we are soldiers. We got soul. The three of us, we are soldiers. The three of us, we are soldiers. The three of us, we got soul, we are soldiers.
Good evening. Welcome to Bad House. This is Midnight Rush. It's been a while. It's been quite a while. A few months. Hopefully you guys had a wonderful holidays. We have here too. Let's get to our sponsors. We would like to thank our sponsor, HeroForge.com. HeroForge.com has enabled us to bring you Midnight Rush to your very homes, and without them, we wouldn't be here. If you haven't heard it yet, HeroForge.com offers kit bashing. It is a new feature for pro subscribers that levels up the customization on HeroForge.com. The vast array of items and features that can be placed anywhere on the Mini, users have more freedom than ever before to create bespoke miniatures that represent their characters' unique personalized stories. Kit bashing allows you to add up to 20 more items onto your Mini, with each individual item having independent scaling, rotation, and movement. Minis themselves now have greater customization with kit bashing, including more granular hand and finger positioning, independently posable legs and feet, and scaling for individual body parts. Items added to the Mini via kit bashing can be nested together into folders in the kit bashing menu on the right side of the screen, which allows them to be scaled and moved as one unit. Kit bashed minis can be purchased in any form currently available on Hero Forge, including both physical products and such as color printed plastic or color standees, as well as the digital products such as STLs. Visit HeroForge.com and make your Mini today. Let's meet our hunters.
Hey everybody, I'm Ambrose. I go by any all pronouns, and I'm playing Adrian Waters, he, they. Curious, inquisitive. I realize I'm not the only inquisitive one here, and grabby hands for the Philosopher's Stone. There we go.
Hi guys, I'm Laurel. My pronouns are she, they. I go by Laurel on all platforms, or Laurel Rothmel on all platforms, and I am playing Tinny. Her pronouns are she, her, and she's got a strong sense of justice and a chip on her shoulder, and shit's about to get real.
Hello, I'm Stella Luna. I'm playing Coralie. We both use she, they pronouns. I'm sick, so I'm sorry if I suck today. Coralie will be amazing though.
Hello everybody, Josephine here, at Scary Dog Friend. I'll be playing Huang Tanyao. Very auspicious, graceful, caring type character. And there will be no problems from my character today.
My name is Fabian, and I am your storyteller for tonight. Let's get to it. Last we left off, our hunters, they had to deal with quite the betrayal. Their mentor, the person who brought them up during the last 6 months, Gail, has proven to be a traitor. After they retrieved the lockbox that was instructed to them by the app, they were hoping to claim it on their own and claim the bounty. With the proper planning, with Coralie's contacting Jet, and just the sheer tenacity from training, Tinny, Jet, Chanyol, and Adrian were able to dispatch pretty much most of Gail's men. Adrian, however, taking a bullet to the leg, but it was quite superficial in nature. As they opened the lockbox, wondering what this could be, in front of them is a round, red crystal. In front of you, Chanyol, right now, it gleams. The light hits it, and a little bit of red casts on your face, and the rest of you notice this weird glow. Chanyol, you're drawn to it in a way that it feels like it's pulling at you. You start to hear the screams again. The rest of you notice that this, whatever this thing is, Chanyol is laser focused.
Chanyol?
I'm gonna try to close the box. It just like loudly like shuts, the sound of it like reverberating.
The metallic clank kind of echoes in this now pretty much lifeless warehouse.
Like Adrian's like, hey, can I see?
I pass it off to you immediately. Just like shove it.
Okay. And I like hobble to stand because like grazed but still hurts like hell. Partially open it, not full flip open.
Tinny's like right over your shoulder.
Look at it. Kind of peer over to show Tinny.
I try to take a picture of it.
I don't know what the fuck that thing is.
I think I know what it is. And we have to give this to our contact?
If this is what I think it is, I think this is the Philosopher's Stone. I've read about something like this.
That's what I think it is.
Is it like in Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood?
I don't think exactly the same, but it does have magical properties, and it's kind of dangerous to just be out and about if it's real. This is supposed to be able to, like, apparently raise the dead.
Oh, good. And do we know who we're giving this to?
Courtesy of Cleanr.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's out of our hands. Let's just get the fuck out of here and finish whatever this is.
It doesn't have to be out of our hands, Chanyo. I mean, we are a capable group of people, and Gail almost walked away with this, and that would have been a huge mistake.
A huge mistake because she was trying to take it as her prize or fucking something when it was our job. We did it, guys. We don't have to deal with whatever this is. Like, what are we supposed to do with raising the dead or something?
Chanyo, we've been through a lot. We've been through hell and back, and you know we have. You know that someone that was helping us this entire time was willing to kill us over something like this. You think that we're going to drop this off and we're going to be okay? We're just going to get a paycheck and walk away from that? Do you understand what this is? This is something that people fight for, allegedly.
Well, maybe it's just that I definitely don't understand what it is, but what difference is there? We've been doing this entire time. We're just getting rid of people that, I don't know.
People die for this.
I have something to say about we've been killing because we've had no choice. And at this point, we're going to be in trouble regardless. And so I think that our choice is to decide now if we're going to do the easy thing or the right thing. And I know for a fact that the four of us aren't going to be swayed by the ability of raising the dead. But there's going to be a lot of bad people that'll do a lot of bad things with this. And I don't want them to have it.
Chanyo, this sort of thing is so valuable that it is a pretty high chance that someone's going to try to come find us and kill us if we hand it over. If there's any evidence of us knowing who this is given to, they'd want to cover the tracks. We're in more danger if we don't have it.
So we had easy thing, right thing, the right thing the entire time hasn't been any of this. Yeah. But
I know that. You think that we are enjoying killing people? Even if they are anomalies or monsters or abominations, whatever. I don't enjoy it. Do you?
I'm not fucking saying that.
I think that this is a chance to wipe away the bad shit we've done. Keep this in safe hands. Or destroy it.
And be on the run?
I think we're going to be on the run regardless.
I think that we're fucked regardless.
We killed the bitch that tried to steal it from us, and if we just pass it off, we don't have to deal with it anymore.
They're gonna come looking for us.
Whether to steal it from us and we don't have it, or silence us because we saw it. We had it.
Also, Coralie, we wouldn't have survived this fight if it wasn't for some help from someone. And I think we've been killing their kind. I don't know what's right and what's wrong, but I think that we've been doing a lot that's wrong. And I think that if we just hand this off and get our paycheck and move on, we're just like the rest of them. And I don't think that we entered this job like them. And it's what we do with these experiences that make a person. And I don't want to be like Gail or Carter. Do you?
We are just naturally not like them because we're just in the shit now.
Speaking of Gail and Carter, look over in the direction of where the pieces of them are. We're probably gonna have to answer for that too.
Should we leave a note?
What do you mean leave a note?
Like if we leave a note saying they betrayed us, now they're dead. No, that's just gonna piss someone else off. Never mind, ignore me.
Adrian goes through so many facial expressions of like getting ready to laugh, no, raised eyebrow, what?
Listen, sometimes the thoughts, they come out of my mouth before they come out of my head. So, ignore me.
Notes can be tracked, handwritings can be tracked. No.
We're the ones on the docket for this job. They already know that we were here and that Gail came here, Carter came here. Probably got... Oh, fuck. I tried to go look for their phones.
What's an awareness?
That's 3 successes.
You can find their phones pretty much on their bodies. Gail's is probably scattered like a few feet away from their body as they were running, and then they fell down. You grab their phones.
Try to open them.
Yeah, you can open them with their fingerprints. Pretty easy.
I'll essentially kimchi squat there as I'm going through the phones, and I'm trying to see if they have tracking turned on, GPS, any correspondence they might have had leading up to it. Basically trying to see if there's a paper trail of them coming here.
So what you notice is they don't have the app on their phones.
All right. What about any text messages?
For Gail's text messages, it's mostly correspondence with Carter. You see that they have correspondence with a bunch of no name, just number only, kind of militaristic messaging. Some are just addresses, times. You see at the end of certain messages, it's like, thanks, Gail. You got us out of there. Something like that. Carter also has a correspondence with one person that says, if you look farther enough, it just says, hey, how am I going to get paid for this? And they just say, you'll just get it straight to your account. Don't need to get the app on your phone. See, make sure that everybody that you get is military or has training. This is a deadly job. Yada, yada, yada.
I will delete the messages that we sent Gail. Bring Gail here.
Okay.
And then I'm going to put both phones in airplane mode, and I'm going to turn off the lock screen since I have their fingerprints right now.
Okay.
And then I'll turn off both phones and stash them away for now
Okay. Where do you stash them?
in my bag.
As you stash them in your bag, you get your phone vibrates.
Huh.
It's from Jet, and it just asks, you guys good?
Do we want Jet to know about this?
Fuck off.
Just messaging me.
Yeah, I don't think he needs to know about this. And Tinny points to the box, but you could tell him that we're safe. And Tinny notices that Chunyul's very visibly upset, and she kind of hesitantly puts her hand on his back and pats.
I'll send a selfie from very up angle and just a thumbs up so that it kind of obscures what's behind me. You just see the ceiling, my face, and a thumbs up. I'll send that to Jet. It's confirmation that we're okay.
He sends you a selfie with a severed hand.
Wow. Okay.
Then a message comes in. I need my rest. I'm heading out.
Send a couple of thumbs up emojis. All right. Well, there was a trail. I'm pretty sure that even deleting them, they're stored somewhere. So people are going to know if they look hard enough. Gail was here. We were here. And it was us. So no matter what, I don't think we can get away from this.
Should we set it on fire?
We are pretty good at that, so I don't see why we should change it up now.
All of it, not. We'll keep the box and set this whole area on fire.
Yep.
Chunyul, I know you're upset, but I think this is the right thing to do.
You gotta speak his language. It's not about being the right or wrong thing to do. It's saving our asses. We will die regardless. We just need to be smart. And giving it to them is not a smart decision.
Why don't we, once we set everything on fire, we'll celebrate with some soju And we could just get really drunk.
Let's get out of here.
Tinny is upset that you're upset, but she is gonna start pouring gasoline on everything.
I'll help.
It's something that is second nature. It's a huge part of your jobs. You put the bodies in a natural position. You make it seem that they had their own dispute with each other. And then you set the place on fire. As the smoldering warehouse and the familiar blaring of sirens in the distance, you leave. Where do you guys go?
I think Adrian is, like, before going to do the meeting or like and make our decision or whatever, I think that they would want to talk to somebody about this, not necessarily tell them that we have it, but like do research into it live on the ground. So I know that there's the Twilight Door, the occult shop, I believe, to talk to somebody there about it, because all they know is from what they've been reading, which is like, hey, that could be fake, that could be true. Maybe someone in person I could talk to about it.
Does Adrian start talking about the Twilight Door, or?
Yeah, so like walking away, the silence among everybody is like palpable, kind of.
Adrian got shot, right?
They're limping.
I think presumably Chunyol is maybe helping you at this moment, and it's just like, you need to go to the hospital.
No, like, you know how much I've been shot before. Calm down. We should, like, you can kind of tell that he is like, adrenaline is still kind of high going through this. Like,
Tinny's gonna like scope around and make sure that they're in an area that won't be seen by people walking by.
Yeah. It is like kind of like an empty lot. You see the building next to the warehouse that you guys just set fire to. Condemned warehouse. Like condemned building. You see there is like a river next to it. But pretty much the cars passing by probably wouldn't notice you guys if you guys were on a certain side of the truck or of the van that you guys normally run whenever you go on jobs like this. And you guys can actually do the things inside the van as well, if you chose. So it's pretty easy. But for Tinny, roll me wits and awareness just to see what else you...
I'm gonna use willpower.
Okay.
All right, there we go. Okay, 4 successes.
4 successes. Outside, a few cars passing by. Nothing out of the ordinary. The sun is starting to set. You get into the van. I assume Chunyol, you're driving.
Might as well.
All right.
You start to notice, Tinny, there is a shape inside the car. Long, sleek, looks silver-like, translucent, and it's crawling near the driver's side. It looks like a snake.
I'm gonna grab it.
Dexterity and athletics.
Oh, Laurel does not like snakes. Tinny might be fine. Okay. I got 2 successes.
2 successes. You grab it, it starts to wrap around your arm. And you notice it is not an actual snake. It looks like it's made out of ink. And it's familiar. You've seen this snake before. And it is a tattoo. It was a tattoo. This is Jet's.
What the fuck?
What's going on?
I have Jet's tattoo on my arm. I've never had a tattoo in my life. Why do I have a tattoo on my arm?
It's corporeal. It's a snake right now, and it is like trying to crawl and trying to get away. It's not biting you. It doesn't seem to have fangs right now.
Take a picture of it.
Coralie!
I send it to Jet. I send a snake emoji and a question mark emoji and WTF.
I'm like petting its head so it stays away from me.
Jet replies, just making sure you guys are okay.
All right, we're okay. You can go now.
Can I... Tanyel reaches over, Laurel. Tanyel reaches over to try and grab the snake off of you.
Grab it.
I'm gonna just... Is it inside the car?
Yeah.
I throw it out of the window.
Yeah, I guess I could have done that too.
Start the car.
In the back, I will begin to administer aid to Adrian's leg.
Adrian is processing the pain, but like gritting through it, and it's fine.
Intelligence and medicine, please, from Coralie.
5 successes.
Okay, with 5 successes, easily treated. It's painful. You can walk into it. Yeah. You notice that it is kind of like a flesh wound kind of graze.
So when Coralie takes care of you for the first time, you will notice that her hands are pretty cold when she first touches you, that she rubs them together and begins to warm them up. You would actually experience that Coralie has very good bedside manner. You can tell that she's trained and she's done this before, and she's doing this with deliberate care. Her hands don't shake even as we're driving the vehicle and we occasionally take an occasional bump. She seems to almost anticipate it, and she pauses before continuing her stitching of the wound. And she's very meticulous about it. She's very thorough. She cleans it. She offers you some Tylenol. It's gonna hurt a lot more than before once the adrenaline wears off.
I would say that like Adrian's watching you the entire time and is taking note of the bedside manner. Not saying that it's like vastly different from how Coralie is, but it is like another side of Coralie. So just like the tilt of the head and watching this as it's happening. And then the disruption of like this, like the trance of like Tylenol here. It's like, oh, right. Ow. Okay. Thank you. Thanks. Take some. Thank you.
Keep it dry.
Mm-hmm.
Now essentially wrap some gauze around it to keep it clean.
No water. Just downs that.
Wait, you just dried swallowed that?
Yep.
You drive off into the city. Where do you guys go? I believe, Adrian, you wanted to talk about a place that is an option.
Yeah, so after get my leg taken care of by Coralie, so there's this place I go to, Twilight Door. It's an occult shop. I've been getting a lot of doing a lot of research into the occult there. Very knowledgeable people. And perhaps they might know something. Granted, don't tell them that we actually have it. They might not believe us in the first place, but it's worth a try. Like, better going in knowing stuff than having a target on our back for no reason.
I think this whole time that we've been in the car so far, Tinny has just been watching Chunyol.
I started smoking in the car.
I think she's gonna lean over Chunyol and open his window, and she's gonna open hers. So, we want to go get answers then?
I think that we shouldn't be driving around with the thing. I think we should maybe settle someone down somewhere and keep an eye on it. Moving around with it, I think, is a bad idea.
I mean, do we think that people can track it just by its moving? Because I'm worried that having it stay in one place is also unsafe.
We're on the move already. It'll just be safer with us.
Okay.
Who's holding on to it right now?
I would think that would have been Adrian, the last person that it was handed off to. It hasn't passed hands since, so I'm assuming, yeah.
I'm gonna reach my hand out the back seat and go, let me hold on to it since you're injured. I'm good with guns.
We definitely know Tinny, and then like passes it over to the front seat to you.
And Tinny's gonna put it in her backpack that she always keeps with her. To Twilight Door, then.
Where the fuck am I going?
Oh, like tells the address out loud from the back for hopefully Tinny to put it into the GPS.
As we're driving and I settle down somewhere near Adrian, I will be texting Jet the entire time, but I'm essentially asking questions about that ghost on the iPod.
And Tinny is also like full body facing Chunyul, like analyzing his every facial expression.
I think his fingers are shaking very much in that very much in that way of like when people have been smoking like the whole day kind of thing. It kind of like if nerves get to them, like the jitters get to the fingers, but he's still very securely driving.
I think Adrian is like very curious about what Coralie Lee is doing in who she is texting right now, with such like a quickness, I suppose, but isn't gonna be that dick that's like looking over your shoulder to find out who you are actually texting. Is just raising an eyebrow about it the entire time.
Coralie doesn't notice at all.
I bet.
As soon as she's just like giving you the Tylenol, you are no longer in any danger. You're taken care of. Coralie's mind is moving on to other things.
You guys are driving to the Lower East Side. You hit a little bit of traffic. Coralie, you were texting Jet. And Jet, like, tries to change the subject of, I can't really talk about the ghost, you know. The ghost has its own thing. Where are you guys heading? And you kind of get an idea that he knows that the snake was thrown out.
I'll essentially just kind of shut him down, especially if he stops answering about the ghost thing, and just say, go to bed. And I'll leave him on red.
You get to the Twilight Door. Find a parking spot. It is this old storefront. Very 1950s-esque. It looks like it used to be a bar that got sold, and it all now is a bookstore. There's a little cafe there inside, but you see there's not a lot of people. As soon as you open the door, it smells of incense, and it's quite dim inside. You start to see a bunch of books, a bunch of bookcases filled with a lot of old, like, book spines. They look used. You see a small corner there that has a bunch of zines, and you are greeted by this very floaty looking girl. She looks around the same age as you guys, 25, and she has like long kind of like wavy hair, like dirty, like dusty brown, dirty blonde hair. She's wearing like this flowy dress. She has like a bunch of crystals around her neck. She has a lot of rings. And she just like goes, "Hey, welcome to the Twilight Door. Can I help you guys today?"
Do I know who this is, right? Like, is this
Yes. You know this girl to be Sage.
Hey, Sage.
Hi. Hey. How's it going? Do you want your regular?
Yeah, sure.
She goes to the coffee machine and makes you a regular drink, like a regular coffee drink that you order. She puts it on the counter. Brings you late at night. You know we're gonna be closed in a few hours. An hour or two. Maybe earlier. It's been dead.
Like look around to make sure no one is around, or if there is, like it's just someone in the corner kind of situation, literally dead.
Literally dead. No one's there.
Look around. Actually, I need to talk to you about something. Like,
What do you need to talk about? Oh, I'm telling you right now. I don't date customers. Okay.
that's not. No, that's not what I was gonna.
Oh, okay. Okay. Forget that I said something.
I'm not saying that you're not attractive. Just I got other someone that I'm. You know what? So I have something that I wanted to talk to you about. Looks around. Have you heard of the Philosopher's Stone before?
Philosopher's Stone. Okay.
Chanyeol is like out smoking by the doorway and is like, he can't handle this person at all.
She walks, but as she walks, she looks like she's floating. She's just so graceful. And Chanyeol, you know this. This girl has done ballet in their life. The way that they move, very, like, you, whether you're impressed or not, you notice the technique. This is a person that has danced all their life. She walks over to like this row of books in the back. Like, she kind of like, as she moves, she has this weird kind of like shimmy to her. She pulls a book out, starts to like flip through them, and she puts one back. It's like, I can't remember what I saw. Oh, the zines, yeah. This interview from this person from Arizona. She goes, okay. She takes one of the pamphlets. It's like, okay, Philosopher's Stone and natural occurring material. They said that it's been used as drugs before. They say transforms people into animals like werewolves. There's a lot of things. I mean, this is pretty much it, but you know, why are you asking this? It's a collective, like, it's kind of like a news thing where people just submit their findings.
I snatch the zine from her. I like litter and like throw the cigarette on the ground outside and just like, I just start reading like, what is the name of the collective, or like who are the people involved?
The writer goes by Cecilia Kupka.
I think while this whole conversation's been happening, Tinny's been helping herself to make some 2 cups of mint tea, one for her and one for Chanyeol.
Cecilia Kupka is easily searchable. You can see the information. She is an editor at the Times for Baltimore. She confirms, one of the parts of the article confirms that there have been a bunch of shipping of this material from the East Coast to the West Coast, going south to Texas. There was an incident in San Antonio. They're not naming names, but there are people that claim to have destroyed these stone deposits.
Tinny's gonna squeeze Coralie's arm.
When you grab Coralie's arm, her hand moves over on top of it and gives you a squeeze back. But Coralie wouldn't say anything. Coralie wouldn't even look at you the entire time. She's just been kind of looking around at the other books and zines available, just trying to get a gauge of like how extensive this library selection is. She doesn't seem to be paying too close attention to Sage.
So yeah, you notice there is a photograph of what seems to be a stone deposit. It's not colored, it's a black and white zine. But it looks like it was colored in to be, and then like there was a handwritten note, like red stone.
There a number or email?
There's an email.
What are you thinking?
I like take a picture or whatever. Might be something. Who knows?
This is, for our college project. Tinny's like coughed into her tea when she was realizing how not casual we're being all of a sudden.
Hey, I get it. There's weird things. I mean, look, I hooked up with a vampire once. I know what's out there.
I take the zine and I kind of like shove it into her chest a little bit, and I just sort of say, what do you mean by that?
What? Like, vampires are among us. Did you not know that?
What do you mean you dated one, though?
I didn't date one. Hooked up.
What are you talking about?
It's been a while. It's been a few years. I was like really young. Like, I was like maybe 20 years old when that happened. And then like I met him and it was kind of cute. Then we met at the park. He kept visiting this church, and then he was like, "Oh, I'm a monster," and I said, "Oh, sure. We all have trauma. It's fine."
I think that you have been reading too much Twilight, sweetheart.
No, he bit me sometimes, but not the but like bite, like.
I look at Adrian. She is bullshit, and this is all bullshit.
Excuse us. I'm sorry. I kind of like get in between the two of y'all, and I'm like, yes.
Yeah, sorry about my friend here.
He's had a bad day.
No worries. Peace and love, right? We have like tea for that if you want. I can make it for you.
We're good.
Okay.
Well, thank you for that. Kind of what Tinny said, we were looking into this, what's called like Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. You know how like there's a whole like Full Metal Alchemist, like kind of wanted to go through the history of actual Philosopher's Stone to see if there's any credence to that in media. So really cool subject matter.
Oh, yeah. Where you can go to actually really find out? There's this bridge on Division Street in Chinatown that you can go to, and there's this abandoned mall that turns into something else if you get in. I went there once. It was pretty fine. There was this cute goblin guy that like I was gonna give him a chance, but he only wanted to eat me, so not in the cool way.
Yeah. Cool. What you know what?
Tinny kind of leans over to Adrian and goes, like in the sexual way.
I get it.
Oh, okay.
What's it called? This it does have a name of what this place is.
There's not really a name to a place. It's just like another dimension.
Thank you so much for this very helpful information.
All of a sudden, the door, there's a bell that rings. Somebody enters. Hey, babe, and Tinny, you recognize the voice immediately.
Tinny turns around wide-eyed.
You turn around and you see spiky blonde hair, a thrifted, colorful shirt, pretty tall. You have customers?
Oh.
And he doesn't recognize you.
Um,
And then Sage just kind of pushes past all of you. It's like, Babe. And just like wraps her arm around.
Sky, good to see you.
Tinny, is that you?
Yeah.
Oh shit, I didn't recognize you. Your hair looks great. Yeah, I was just not used to like the short look.
Right, different hair shape and color and right.
Are you okay? Are you okay? What happened? What happened there?
Oh, Tinny kind of
You haven't been talking to your fucking friend?
shut up. Tinny hides her mouth behind her hand and she goes, I'm fine. You seem to be doing fine too. And you know what? That's fine. That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry I haven't been answering my phone. I've been working a lot.
No, it's fun. Yeah. People get busy.
Right. How long have you two been dating? It's not subtle at all.
Oh, I think we've been dating for what, like 3 months now.
Ah, all right. Well, good for y'all. Good for y'all. That's wonderful. And Tinny kind of looks at the group and realizes that she is embarrassing herself, and she kind of shuts up and shoves the tea in her face and starts drinking.
You guys, how's the movie going?
I shove the zine into Sky's chest and I just walk outside to smoke another cigarette because he's just very impatient and like obviously upset.
Don't worry, you had a long day. Sorry.
It's okay. Yeah.
Well, actually, I'm really glad that I'm seeing you, Sky. Can I talk to you for a second over here by ourselves? Just really quick.
Sure. And he walks and Sage is just attached to him with it. It's like, babe, can we have a moment? Sure, I'll just start closing up. And like she just floats away.
So, Sky, the truth is, I'm not going to be around at all anymore. And I meant to tell you, but it just kept getting harder. I appreciate you showing me the movie theater.
Yeah, it's fine. It's okay. Yeah.
Okay, I hope that you and Sage have a nice, happy, peace and love life. And she kind of like slaps his shoulder and then she heads out to Chanyol.
Adrian is not in this conversation, but sees the body language and is in pain by looking at it by proxy.
And as you try to walk away from Sky grabs your wrist.
Okay, she stops herself and turns around.
I don't get you. What? Like, I clearly liked you, but you didn't like me back. And I was fine with it. And now I'm with somebody, and now you're acting all awkward. I thought we were friends.
Right. I did not know that you liked me until some of my friends made that clear to me, and I realized that maybe I'd been leading you on, and that was not intentional. You don't know me. And she's kind of like getting louder because she's getting frustrated. And she's like, and honestly, Sky, you don't know me and you never did. You saw a little tiny version of me that went to the theater and saw movies with you. But you never asked me a damn question about myself.
As I hear Tinny raising their voice, Coralie begins to step over and will yank Sky's hand off of Tinny. Let go.
You see that he lets go, and he's like, I just didn't like to pry. And honestly, I get it. You didn't like me back, and that's That wasn't what mattered. I just thought that I had a friend. That's why I kept telling you about the film festival, because I wanted you to see what I did. I wanted you to meet Sage. I didn't want to tell you over text.
Sorry.
And it sucks. I'm sorry that I didn't ask you about who you were, but clearly something was bothering you about it. And now clearly something is up right now. And you know what? I'm not going to ask you because it seems like it's something that is not my business. So whatever this is, whatever this thing that makes you feel better about yourself, about cutting me out all of a sudden, I hope you have that. I'm going to help my girlfriend close the shop.
Sky, you don't understand. We were friends, and I would love to be your friend, but I can't. It's not in the cards.
Clearly that ship has sailed.
I'm sorry that I missed the film festival.
I appreciate you saying that. But it happened, and I don't hold it against you. It's fine.
I hope that we meet again one day when things are a little bit easier. And she, reaches out her right hand to shake it.
He shakes it and he just says, I hope you find it easier to trust people.
Oh!
And he goes to the counter.
Tinny doesn't react. That was Laurel. Tinny doesn't react. She kind of just stares in the direction that he was in when he said that. And then she nods her head and walks away towards Chanyo.
Coralie follows.
Adrian stares sadly as you approach. I would say Adrian walked over to Chanyol to check in on him and then noticed this happening, the volume increasing and the clear tension.
Adrian, before you leave, Sage says, hey. I mean it when I say I know there are weird things happening. Your friends might not believe me, but I know that you do. Look. Whatever this Philosopher's Stone thing is, whatever this whole business is that you are hiding from, be careful. And also, that place that I told you about, it's getting really so I think about be careful with your words when you get there.
What do you mean it's getting crazy? Like, dangerous crazy, or?
I wouldn't say dangerous crazy, but I don't know. The last time I was there, some of the people were on edge. It wasn't as happy-go-lucky as normal.
I see. All right, we'll be careful, and thank you. I really do appreciate it. And I'm sorry about Chanyol being a little bit of just straight up aggressive. I was gonna say passive aggressive, just straight up aggressive. But
I don't care. Everything, my life that is negative, I just let it flow through me. It's fine.
Thank you, Sage. Just wants to say something, just does not, based off of that. Talk to you later. And walks out.
You guys walk out. You guys are in front of the truck right now. You get a notification on your phone. Meeting in 10 minutes.
Shit.
Tinny grabs Chunyol's cigarette and starts smoking it.
All right, what happened? A lot seems to be going on. Points to Chunyol. I don't know what's going on, and it could just be this is fucked in general, but are you good? Are you good for this?
For running away?
Or dying? Either option if you want to pick.
If we do this, if we don't go to where we need to fucking go, the bridge that she was talking about, there's some time weirdness that goes on if anybody goes over there.
Oh, so that's an actual place. So she isn't full of shit.
Yeah. Sometimes people get by accidents purely, and I get that. We might, if we go now, maybe there's still some fucking time for the drop-off, or if we're just fully ignoring it, we might as well try the place, try the bridge.
So there's a chance that there might be some timey-wimey stuff that happens when we get there.
The first time I found the bridge, it felt like it was hours, but it was really only a couple minutes. Or maybe it was a couple minutes and it was only a few seconds or something, but we could at least find out something.
Well, Tinny puts the cigarette out under her foot. Sounds fun.
Adrian just stares at you. Tinny. And it's that big brother, like, what the fuck just happened look at you.
If we don't do anything today, I gotta get out of here.
Okay, let's find out about this thing. Hopefully we get some time. Sounds good?
Sounds good. And Tinny's gonna grab Chanyel's arm. Let's go.
Okay.
You guys drive over to Division Streets. This is not a new place for you. You've been here. You stumbled in, and you have made enemies, made friends at this exact establishment. You get to the abandoned mall. You walk through. And the rest of you, roll me wits and awareness.
I think the entire time, even though Chanyel drove everyone here and like parked us somewhere like nondescript perhaps, I think Chanyel does reach for Tinny's hand again, just to like hold.
Yeah, Tinny takes it without really thinking. I got 3 successes.
3.
3 successes.
All of you find a shimmer behind Chanyel. Chanyel, you've been here before, so you know what the door looks like. It looks like this curtain of beads that you part. As you walk through the threshold, the rest of you see this light, this warm orange light, hit your face, and it feels nice and soothing. And you walk through, and it looks like a market. Like a mixture of wet markets and just bazaars that you've been to in your life. You notice like there is one stall that has a bunch of like animals, but not the ones that you're familiar with. These animals look like they're from storybooks. You walk past it and you hear a small cricket. Hey, please, let me out of here. Please, I have my ward, he needs me, and you guys walk past.
The fuck?
You see one stall. It's a blacksmith stall, but it's not manned by any regular guy. Muscular, tall, about 8 feet tall, broken horn with the other.
Is it a minotaur?
You see an actual minotaur manning this blacksmith station. The heat from the furnace, from the forge, hits your face for a little bit, and you see that they are working on what looks like a dagger.
Oh. I think Tinny stops and looks.
You stop and look, and you see that the minotaur just like, you interested?
Well, and that? Kinda.
This is for another customer. You want to commission something?
You got like, could you like make me something that's like machete size black?
Yeah, of course.
I just keep pulling her, basically.
I push her. I like
Tinny's still holding your hand, but her feet are like planted in the ground.
Yeah. It's like, you seem to have somewhere to go. Come back when you're ready.
Oh, I thought I was ready, and then she leaves.
I've definitely
He
tried.
gives you a wave.
So it's like also just on like another layer of like, gotta just walk by.
And you start to walk by, you see one stall that has like a bunch of like clothes, and another stall that has a bunch of different food. A lot of different street food. Street meats, some pastries, and then you start to hear music. Electro. But you're surprised, Chanyol, because the music is subdued. It's like not live. It looks like just a playlist. And you all start to notice that there are a lot of people congregated to this, what looks like a dining hall in the center of this market. And a lot of people are congregating in the middle. And on the stage, sitting at the edge of it, is an individual, very androgynous, sleek back hair, very neon looking attire. They look like they are stuck in like 90s rave era. And they just have like a very stoic, very worried look as they're not facing anybody. And you see for the first time, the three of you, a goblin. Very familiar to you, Coralie, because this is something that your grandmother has told you to be worried about. With tusks, painted face, his skin is blue. But instead of any cultural attire, he is wearing a 3-piece suit. He has a sleek back hairstyle. And he's smoking a cigar. This is bad, friends. This is very bad. Wait. And he points over to the three of you. Guys, we have customers. It must be nighttime. And they start to disperse. And people are starting to man their booths.
Is anybody saying anything like in terms of whispering about like what they were just talking about?
Easily you can hear, guess she's back. Power got look over their shoulders. They have to deal with her now. And it's just a bunch of like murmuration of like something about she's back and Power, Pretty, Vandal. They need to watch out because they're coming for them. The rest of the market settles down, and you are free to roam. Did you bring the box with you?
I don't think I've taken it out of my backpack. Yeah.
You see a kind of slim, gaunt gentleman, ratty looking t-shirt, tight pants, like, so you guys buying or selling something?
Well, I was just looking over at the blacksmith over there, so.
Who are you?
Oh, yeah. Oh, me? Just call me Tabby.
Tabby. Nice to meet you. And I put out my hand.
Nice to meet you. He has a paw. He has a cat's paw.
Who do you work for?
Chanyo.
Oh, well, I work for that food stall over there. But you know, if I bring somebody to a place and you end up selling something, I get a cut. So, or if you buy something, I get a cut.
Fuck off.
Chanyo.
Okay.
God damn, like we're looking for information more than anything, like just knowledge.
Just knowledge? Probably the bookseller?
I very clearly, as you know, as we're getting information about where to get information, I think while Power is around, I'm like very obviously looking at what seems to be the important people and maybe even try and get their attention.
The three people that are left by the stage, you do notice a beautiful woman, tan skin, really long black hair, it is intricately ornate with flowers from different nations and different places, different species of flowers. She is wearing this really light garb. Probably the prettiest person you've ever seen. And they're stunning. Along with the goblin, the three of them are talking. They have worried expressions on their faces. You start to look back from where you came, and people are starting to pour in through. And you notice approaching from the back of the stage is Aaron, and kneels down to who seems to be their leader, and they look up. Aaron looks kind of telling them about something worrisome, and the person with the sleek back hair and neon goth attire just nods their head, and tells them, it kind of tells them something, and Aaron takes out his phone and just kind of looks in question.
Do we see Aaron?
Yes.
I look at Tinny, shrug. Aaron.
He looks over. He kind of looks surprised. He says like a minute, hops off the stage, walks up to you guys. Yo.
Long time no see.
Long time. Yeah. What's up, guys? How did you guys find this place?
You didn't think you were the only cool person here. And Tinny kind of hits his arm.
I always knew you guys were cool, but I just,
Can Tinny do some sort of insight? Like, is he scared or is he nervous?
puzzled. Like, never didn't expect to see you guys in this place, being that this is a place that is very separate from the mundane.
Tinny kind of looks at him and she goes, "Listen, you can't be the only interesting person in all of New York, all right? What are you doing here?"
My brother's partner needs my help, so
Oh, can I meet your brother's partner? I mean, I know your brother. That's a lie, by the way, but I don't know if Aaron knows.
you know, you met Toby?
Yeah, I met Toby.
Okay, yeah, sure. And he kind of ushers you all to the group of 3 that are talking. You hear, kind of like the whispers stop, and you see the one in rave gear. Who are these people, Aaron? So this is a schoolmate of mine. Apparently they're friends with Toby, and they wanted to meet you.
And she puts out her hand and she's like, "Hi, my name is Tinny. You can call me Tincture as well, but don't call me Tinifer. It's nice to meet you. You guys seem to be upset. Is there anything we could do? We're good with our hands."
I'm very good with my hands.
You're friends with Wayward Kin over here. Points over the Chanyeol. They hop off, and they smell of roses and lavender, and they just the most aromatic person in the room. And as you guys are walking towards them, Small Goblin is walking away and looking at Coralie as if they want to fight Coralie.
What do you want?
And they're just like, stink.
Oh,
What do you mean?
They start to speak in Korean. You're one of them. Not going peacefully. You're not gonna take me away. Mudang.
Oh. No.
He starts to hiss at you.
You should, get your nose checked. I'm not Mudang.
I can smell it on you. A relic.
Oh.
And he starts to back away to this giant jar to the next to the stage. And he starts to like climb into the jar, and he closes the lid. So you see Power's just like, "My name's Power. That was Vandal. Vandal, just son of a bitch."
Tinny's gonna sniff Coralie, by the way, and she's gonna go, "You smell fine. I don't know what was his deal."
I'll tell you later.
Pretty extends their hand. "My name is Pretty. I am also one of the proprietors here. Everybody roll me composure and resolve.
1.
5.
3 successes.
2.
Adrian, pretty has no effect to you. Tinny, you feel like this is one of the prettiest people you've ever seen. Chanyol and Coralie, you want to bone this person.
Tinny puts her hand out to Pretty and she goes, "What a coincidence. Some people call me Pretty too."
Well, you are pretty.
And Tinny loses all of her flirty composure and just mouth wide open and agape.
I just mouth at Tinny, what is wrong with you?
Yeah, like to Adrian, this is a good-looking person, but nothing to write home about. Nothing to write home about. Exactly.
I hate you like a little sister does. Shut up.
And they extend their hand to Coralie.
Hey, I'm Coralie. I'm a medical student. If you ever need a physical, I can do one for you.
Oh, that's good to know.
Adrian is just looking around the mart like, I don't know these people.
Tinny's like under her breath. She's like, "That was so smooth."
I think Pretty knows how I feel just by like, I'm like not talking. I'm still really trying to focus on power, but I want to be addressed.
Power goes, what's wrong with you?
We need help.
You need help.
Y-
Are you willing to do our deal?
And I think I have been too afraid. Like, contracts have burned us so far. And it's not like Chanyel very easily could be walking into any sort of fairy trap. But when it comes to someone who is so clearly important, yeah, let's do it.
What do you mean? What are you talking about?
What's going on?
Don't worry about it. We're not going to do it right now. There's a lot of things that are happening. But I will hold on to it. And they hold out their hand to you. Shakes your hand, clasps it, and a beam of light goes through all 3 hands. Both of theirs in your right hand. You feel a small prick. And then the light disappears. It's a deal. But what do you need? What help do you need?
We need to not be out in the open as we talk about this.
Okay, well, for now we're the safest place here, but I don't know how long that's gonna be.
Would someone like to explain what's going on? What was that? What was that? What was that?
A deal, a contract, a promise.
You need to be careful, Tinny, about what you offer, apparently. Something like that.
What the fuck did you do, Chanyol?
I don't know. But we need help. We need to find out what this fucking is.
Why didn't you talk to us first?
Do you all know where you are and what this is?
They don't.
Do you know what we are? You seem to know what my colleague is, and points over to Coralie.
Coralie is like in the background still talking to Pretty. and kind of just has clocked out of whatever's going on over there. And Coralie says to Pretty, I think that if you wanted me to do something for you, I would just do it. I think I would do pretty much anything for you. Yeah. I don't understand why I feel like this, but
Oh, I have that effect on people.
you want me to do something for you?
She thinks about it, and you see Power says,
Can I come with you?
As you grab Coralie, Power says, leave it. And Pretty just like kind of just leaves.
Can Adrian make a guess at who these people might be if like they have enough occult knowledge?
Adrian, I mean, looking at the features of Vandal, who was the blue creature, like the blue goblin. You've seen them before. You know that they're Korean goblins, and goblins are considered as fairy. So you think that most of these people are fairy.
I can take a guess, but I don't think I've ever been here before.
I don't. Fine. If we're gonna be all honest, no, I don't know what the fuck's going on. This doesn't match anything that I've seen in my movies. So.
Well, I'm very sorry that you came to us at the worst possible time. And it's not your fault. It's just the circumstance. Normally, I'd give you a flashy representation. I'd be playing music right now. But welcome to the night market. My name is Power. You have met my colleagues Pretty and Vandal. Points over to the pot. The three of us run this place. Vandal runs the underworld. Pretty stays pretty. And I make sure that we don't anger the other supernatural folk in the city. So, it seems that you're friends with Aaron. That means if you're friends with me.
Alright, so if we're friends, can I just be honest for a second? I lied about knowing Toby. I had to get that out. I just felt like I lied about knowing Toby. But I'm friends with Aaron from school.
Okay. That is fine. You don't seem like Toby's type.
Okay, like I look at Aaron, I'm like, Aaron just looks like a guy. I know I could be wrong, but isn't that just a human person?
Aaron is what you call a wizard, a mage, a sorcerer, a warlock.
Oh. Cool. just says that, doesn't even think about it.
Yes. Although he didn't really get his power naturally, didn't you, Aaron? We don't have to talk about that. They don't have to know about that. It's like, okay. But please focus on getting your brother. Sure, I'll try. I mean, after him and Chase kind of got friendly again, Mr. Chase has been really riding him ragged. So, and now that you say a demon actually came out, then you're probably gonna force him to do a lot more. You're right. Anyway, sorry. Fairy godmother got out, and she's after my head. So, a little bit of problems. But about your problem, please, Chanyeol, tell me what can I help you with?
And you're sure out in the open on this fucking stage is where we can talk?
If the wards are still there and they're strong enough, then we have some time.
The Philosopher's Stone.
What about it? I heard people are trying to make it. I heard down south they found like a deposit of natural occurring ones.
We gathered that, but why do people in New York right now need it, want it, to the point that they might kill for it?
Well, you know, the Philosopher's Stone can do a lot of things. And can induce rage, can control other supernatural folk.
Control other supernatural folk?
Which kind?
It can act like a leash. Everything. Every kind.
Okay.
It can bolster someone's power. Vampires think that they can walk in the sunlight, but I think that's a load of crap. So, there's a lot of uses for it.
Is there any proof of one way or another, or is this all like rumor?
It's hard to say. I hear back in Europe there was like a huge thing where they gave this secret sect of vampires like access to philosophers. But I haven't really heard any evidence in the city.
So you're saying that a stone could make the one thing vampires weak to no longer a weakness?
Yeah. But that's not the worst part. The worst part is whoever has a Philosopher's Stone can subjugate every single person in this market right now. It is about 9 p.m. You're in your office, sitting in front of your computer. The light from your screen is the only thing that illuminates your surroundings. It's quiet. It's the dead of night. Nobody else is in the office. The constant playing of music of Tom's Diner by Suzanne Vega echoes from your headphones. You're getting into it. A few emails pop up. You're done for the day with your regular work. Now it's time for something a little bit more personal. You open the email and it's correspondence. This is not the first time this person has reached out to you, or some of the other people for that matter. There is talks of labs in New York City where they force people to creating these stones. They also talk about something that, if not for your trip to Texas recently, you wouldn't even take seriously. They claim to be a vampire. Cecilia, tell us, what do you look like and how are you taking all of this information?
Cecilia looks tired. She's, as you said, sitting there, headphones in. I think one headphone in, one headphone out. Just sort of that paranoia, that low-level paranoia that has sort of followed her since that trip to El Paso. Sort of keeping an eye, keeping an ear on her surroundings without even realizing it. She's still in her work clothes, but all of that sort of decorum of the editor has sort of crumpled the look a little bit. She's got this short, cropped blonde hair that she's raked her hands through a million times. So any sort of perfect level to the crop is gone. She's looking a little bit tired, a little bit disheveled, but very in the zone. As she's scrolling through these things, opening emails, typing up things. She's got notes pulled up, probably 2 screens and a phone, like information on all sides, because that's what she knows. That's what she's working on, and that's information is safety. So she's surrounded by it.
And as you're focused, how do you feel about what you're getting? This information about stones and vampires. Of course, you now know that there are more things out there.
There's a weird sort of, she's towing the line between terrified, obviously. She's seen what these creatures can do, and she's known for a while that there was probably more than Trick and his crew. But since she's had that confirmation, that there are other creatures and not all of them are friendly to her specifically, there's some fear in there, but there's also, she can't fully take off the editor cap, the reporter cap. So there's a morbid curiosity there that she knows herself. She knows she's not going to stop digging. But there's a part of her that like wishes she would, because what is she getting herself into? But she keeps scrolling and she keeps messaging this person back. So, I mean, read into that what you will.
So, do you respond to this person? They mention that they are running to New Jersey as there was a stone that apparently was forged. They took their time and they bolted. Running to New Jersey right now, where they might have heard some form of uprising of vampires outside of what's governing New York City right now.
Cecilia's torn, because obviously they want to respond, because you don't get more information unless you give a little, even if that's just, the response of I'm still interested, keep me posted. But that's also, it's putting herself in danger. So I think she's taking the notes that she would normally take from this correspondence and sort of coming up with, trying to create her own timeline of what's going down. I think she has a response typed up, but there's a hesitation there to actually send it, because up until now, this was theory. There's a conspiracy with these labs. They're trying to create this stone. This vampire could be just somebody trying to mess with her. But now they're saying that it's happened and that there's a plan, and that these Sabbat fools are planning something dangerous and nefarious. And she's sort of the dawning realization of like, I may have gotten in over my head with this one in particular. So there's a hesitation to actually hit send. But there is a response typed up of like, the classic boilerplate. This is good information. Keep me posted. Stay safe. You can reach me here, et cetera, et cetera. Sort of the cursor hovering over the send button.
And as you're contemplating whether or not to click send, you see a external hard drive tossed from the darkness onto your desk.
there is a split second where I think her heart sinks to the floor, and she jumps very, very loudly, screams. There's some swear words, probably in Polish, like just immediately, and then just, God fucking damn it, Trick. Must we do this every time?
Sorry.
Fuck.
You're extra jumpy. What is this? And he leans in, kind of grabs the back of your seat, and kind of like tries to look
Yeah. Okay.
at what you're trying to send.
There's like the long suffering sigh. And she just sort of turns the monitor a little bit so he can see. Apparently some shit's gonna go down in Jersey. Do you know anything about these Sabbat people? I know vampires isn't really you guys, but do you know about anything?
Not really. Look, Cecilia, you're still on this?
If I'm not, who's gonna be?
I don't know. I don't normally expect to see this in the paper.
It's not for the paper, Trick.
What is this? He leans on to your desk, looking at you intently. You can see the worry in his face. Last time you saw this worry was during the trade for when you were kidnapped.
I don't know, it's for me, I guess, for anybody who will listen. I don't know. Something is going down out here, and it's going to go down whether people know about it or not. And I already, I guess, am in it in some capacity. And I don't know, maybe it helps to know what they're up to. I don't know.
So more of a knowing makes you feel prepared kind of.
I mean, not knowing sure as hell isn't, right? I don't know if it's working, but it's here. And I mean, people need to know this stuff. It might not be the general public that needs to know it, but I mean, wouldn't it be beneficial for you guys to have tips on what's going down in...
If I was still with the pack, maybe. But they clearly showed I'm not welcome. And am I worried for my cousin? Yes. Am I worried for yeah. But they can take care of themselves. I'm worried about you.
The pack has each other. You need somebody looking out for you too. You deserve to have a heads up when stuff like this happens. If they're not going to tell you, if I'm going to find this stuff out anyways.
Yeah, but I'd rather go into this blind than get you into more trouble than you already had.
Trick. I'm in it. I've been in it. More in it than I maybe would have liked to have been. But it happened. And now we're on the other side of it. And unless we want to be on that side of it again, it helps to be informed.
Okay, sure. But what are we going to do with it? What do you expect us to do with it? Just the two of us, we're going to save, I don't know, New York City? We even have problems here in Baltimore. Like,
I don't know about save. I mean, I'm a reporter. I'm not like a hero. This is what I know. Okay? Like the information, making it a story, giving it to people. That's what I do. And I'm pretty good at it, gesturing to the big office that they find themselves in. This is what I can do to help you guys and to help everybody else who, like me, is already in it and didn't really have a choice to be in it and maybe isn't super prepared like the big powerful people who are in it. This is what I can give them so that everybody else who's in my position, who's in your position, who doesn't have a pack or I don't know what a group of vampires is called. I should probably look that up. But people who don't have people to protect them, some of them are gonna get wrapped up in this regardless. We may not be a pack, but we can help each other out. That's what people do, right? I would have liked somebody, giving me a heads up in El Paso. Not that you didn't. I mean, you did what you could. Nobody really knew that was gonna. Anyway.
yeah. Look, I get it. I get where you're coming from. And honestly, I think I know you long enough to understand that this is a brick wall that you're putting up and there's no bringing it down. So what's our next move?
You know me well. Okay. And she sort of swivels around, faces the monitor towards him, and sort of, elbows on the desk, like we're getting down to research. Okay, so this is what I've got so far. There's this guy who's claims to be, I guess, a vampire. I don't know if I fully trust that, but he's got a lot of information. He reached out a while ago about, honestly, a conspiracy about all these labs that are trying to create the Philosopher's Stone, which, seemed like a bit at first. But look at this. And she pulls up the most recent email and starts scrolling. Now he's saying that they did it, that the stone is a stone or whatever, and there's some sort of coup happening in the vampire situation, and they're calling themselves Sabbat, right? A little on the nose, but go off. And now something's happening in Jersey. They're gonna, I guess, start some big attack, maybe with the stone. I don't know. He's running, which doesn't seem like a very strong, scary vampire move. So if it's freaking them out, I don't. So that's the main one that I've sort of got going at the moment. There's some other stuff in here. She starts scrolling about, I don't know, talking animals and like some fairy nonsense. I don't know what that's about. There's a lot of bullshit that comes to this sort of supernatural email tip line that I set up.
Okay. Well, what I know is there's always going to be a pecking order.
Right.
with vampires back in El Paso, back when I was younger. They were talking about something like commercial something. I can't remember what it's called. There are these affluent vampires that kind of govern, and there's always going to be a resistance. It's just like human nature, you know. And I can probably try and figure things out. There are other forces that we can probably approach. Roughly, mages. I don't know how they feel about, like, me.
You want to get wizards involved? I thought you were talking about, like, your pack.
They already have enough on their, and
You don't think they deserve to know what's going on here?
I think I can call my cousin. And honestly, the way things went down in El Paso, the last thing that the pack wants to hear is anything from me.
I mean, maybe the pack doesn't need to know it comes from you. I mean, like, any information that your cousin would have is good and would be helpful, but honestly, they need to know what's coming, Trick. If this is what they say it is, and this is some philosopher's stone bullshit, they're not going to stop in Jersey.
You know, it's just with them rebuilding, maybe, like you said, a pack of 2, that might be enough. Maybe we can cash in some favors and see. Mages are really powerful. Probably something a lot more than waiting for us to send word all the way down south.
I mean, is both not an option? We can talk to your wizard mages, and we can also give your cousin a heads up that things are getting weird. And if they decide to tell the pact, that's on them. But they deserve to have that option. Yeah.
I'll give them a...
It's a good idea.
Anyway, let's get you out of this office.
But you see all these emails.
Yeah, and I see all the cups of coffee. So
Don't worry about it. It's a normal amount of coffee for a regular person. Don't worry about it. That one was decaf.
sure, I'm just saying maybe dinner might be nice.
You're going soft on me, Trick.
You have that effect. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let me wrap things up here. Give me 10.
I'll be downstairs.
I'll be there. And Trick,
Yeah.
if you sneak into my office like that again, this mug is meeting your face, okay?
I'd like to see you try.
Yeah.
And he closes the...
You make me nervous. 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 You have a way of making me sweat when you walk in the room. skips a beat.